The muzzle is coming off of David Grusch and a whole lot more UFO news, so let's talk about it. Get in here, this is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, let's just get right to it. Oh, first I wanted to let you know, everybody's going to want to talk about the Mexican UFO hearing, of course, and I'll have more thoughts about that in an additional standalone video, so look forward to that. But let's talk about David Grusch and all the other news, because there's so much going on right now, guys. But let's hear what Jeremy Corbell has to say about David. He's talking about David getting a lot of flack recently and what's going to happen next.
So here we are back, and yeah, man, the guy is just taking so many shots. There are false statements being made about him by officials in government. You know, we should clear some of that up today to the best of our knowledge. But yeah, man, just as a human being and as like a friend, it really sucks to see false information when someone can't really defend themselves. They're kind of muzzled. I will say this, that's not, I predicted this before, and I'm telling you now, that muzzle is coming off in a big way. So you're going to see that.
Bring it on, Jeremy. Bring it on, David. I can't wait to see David Grusch unleashed. What will that look like? Will he be revealing the names and the locations of these UFO crash retrieval programs to the public? Probably not, but at least we're going to get some additional information. And because it's already queued up, let's go to this right here clip of Jeremy expounding on what he means by government officials lying about David Grusch. Of course, he's talking about Sean Kirkpatrick as in his lies. And I'm not going to play the whole clip, but let's listen a little bit about what Jeremy is saying about Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, lying to the American people about David Grusch.
Let's see, but in that article, George, there were three things that were said that I want to identify. So one of the quotes was, last time the two spoke, meaning David Grusch and Dr. Kirkpatrick, was 5 years ago. That was directly stated in that article. You and I know that to be absolutely 100% a lie. You know, Dave has been in-person meetings with Dr. Kirkpatrick, as well as phone and video calls, even classified video calls about U.A.P. That was Dave's job. His job for the NGA was to study and look at the U.A.P. issue. So Dave, I know, emailed him and his staff a whole bunch about U.A.P. and people maybe through FOIA could find that in like what's called JWIX emails or like a classified email server. People should be hunting for that. I know people are. That's really good because that is a flat out lie that they haven't spoken within 5 years. Two more points I want to make. Another quote from the article, we have extended an invitation at least 4 or 5 times for him, Dave, to come in over the last 8 months or so, and that has been declined. Well, that is false. David Grusch made a public statement that has come around, and the public statement was that I have no emails or phone calls from Arrow. And I know that to be true. So it'll be really interesting to see when someone like Dr. Kirkpatrick makes these bold lies that weren't really supposed to be printed. You know, can they be verified that they are lies? So Dave's made a public statement, and
I can't wait for those lies to be verified and for Sean Kirkpatrick to be exposed as the liar that we all know him to be. And Jeremy goes on in some detail about further points about what he means. And I'll let you watch the full video. Of course, it's from the podcast Weaponized with George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, one of my favorite podcasts. And I'll link to it in the description below. Then you can watch the full thing at your leisure. As always, a great show. In other news, and this is really juicy, okay? Check this out. You know Bryce DeBell? Yeah, he hosts the podcast, or co-hosts a podcast with Ross Coulthart, and I Need to Know, and a really great podcast. Well, he has a story when he was making a movie some years ago, or a TV show, and the Men in Black, or a Men in Black, Man in Black approached him and gave him like the secrets to the universe or something like that. So he says that formula may be about to be revealed to the public. So let me just go over this tweet thread from David Haith. Lost for 20 years, Bryce DeBell's Secret of the Universe formula has turned up and is being analyzed. TV producer and author Bryce has given his account in many interviews of the day the premiere party for his Dark Skies TV series was gatecrashed by a man claiming to be from the ODNI. The man had knowledge of the first episode before it was aired, said he was there to help us get things right, and asked for a piece of paper on which he scrawled what he said was the secret of the universe: sound, light, and frequency. Sounds kind of like Tesla, right? But that paper on which Bryce remembered was written an equation hasn't been seen for 20 years. Now, in a Twitter Spaces discussion, Bryce has revealed that the paper that had been locked up is now being studied and will form a major part of a new book he's writing called Strange Visitors, Close Encounters of the Hollywood Kind, that's coming out next year. He said, I finally laid my eyes on it again, the formula, the equation, and it looks like a diagram with some symbols on it. Things like that. I'm not willing to talk about it much more than that now because I'm still onto that investigation angle. He's still investigating it. Bryce refers to this incident twice. At the latest episode, I guess. So there you go. I can't wait for that to come out. The secrets of the universe, as revealed by this shadowy man in black to Bryce the Bell. As weird as that story sounds, I totally believe, Bryce, that this event happened. I don't know if it's really the secrets to the universe or not, but it could be something really juicy. I mean, right? It could. I mean, theoretically, this could be something really juicy. I don't know why this would have happened, how this makes any sense in the world. But again, I don't think Bryce is lying about this. I think this is an event that really happened, and this equation really exists. And Bryce sounds like he's going to write a book about it in this experience and similar experiences. And so hopefully we'll be clued in on these amazing secrets. So watch this space. I'll be covering it when it comes out. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch more information about MH370, and it's looking more and more likely that it was a legitimately anomalous experience. But there is so much to go over on that. I'm going to have to make a standalone video on that. So, again, I hate to tease standalone videos, but I will have to make a standalone video about that. But it is really intriguing information that is coming out. And not just from Ashton Forbes, but from other sources as well. Here's AP News. So, so watch the space. Oh, and here's a really great UFO sighting or whatever it is. Nikki Noel is an experiencer that I've covered before. She gets UFO sightings all the time. You know, she's one of those people that the phenomenon allows them to document their presence and seems to reveal themselves intentionally to allow her to get these videos and photos. You know, much like Chris Bledsoe or Peter Maxwell Slattery and many others. So, and this time she got a weird blue cloud. So let's see what she has to say about this. The blue glowing light has returned. It followed us home tonight and is now just chilling outside. As I was filming it, my phone died. It was clearly conscious or controlled by something conscious, given the way it moved around. Cloaked UFO, I am assuming. And I have, people that I know that have experienced these cloaked UFOs. Sometimes they can disguise themselves as planes and other things. There's somebody I know that saw an extremely large, like a 747 plane that was flying very low over like a box store. I forget, it wasn't a Walmart, but it was a huge box store. And it was just flying very low and slow over this box store, and nobody else was aware of it. And she snapped a photo of it, and instead of seeing the giant plane flying right over the parking lot, all you could see was a very distant plane in the distance. But you could see blurring of the street lamps. Obviously some sort of cloaking technology was in play, and she showed me that photo, and I don't have it. I would love to share that with you. But you could clearly see some blurring effect of the street lamps, where it looked like something was manipulating reality or whatever it was. And but even beyond that cloaking mechanism was another mechanism which made it disguise itself as a plane, because clearly this wasn't a plane. and nobody else was seeing it. So fascinating the way these things manifest. But here we go. Here is a blue cloud light thing that apparently she has seen before. And she says it was just chilling, just kind of hanging out over her house. Yeah, and it's just a 10-second long clip, but really interesting. Really interesting. I don't know why these things do the things they do, but they do them, and they are fascinating. When James Ian Doley was asking Colm Kelleher and George Knapp about the Zodiac Project, without actually calling it the Zodiac Project, but naming names of possible participants of the Zodiac Project, I think Jeffrey Griffith and Mary Elliott were names that he mentioned. And Colm Kelleher didn't deny those names or that project. He simply said he couldn't talk about it. Obviously, there's something there. So who are Mary Elliott and Jeffrey Griffith? Well, of course, people on Reddit have been talking about these guys for a few years because those names were mentioned in the Wilson memo. And they've made some progress in possibly identifying who these people are. The results are a little nebulous and debatable. Here's a possible lead on Jerry Griffiths, this guy, who is, let me get back to it. He served as a corporate counsel for the Hughes Aircraft Company and general counsel of another corporation headquartered in Southern California. So could Howard Hughes play a part in all of this from beyond the grave? That would be really interesting. Of course, that's not confirmed. That's just speculation. We're trying to figure out who these guys are. There's also speculation about Mary Elliott. There was a Mary Elliott who was an accomplished remote viewer and who has some interaction with Ingo Swann. We don't really know if that's the Mary Elliott in question or not. But speculation is running rampant, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Oh, and this is really interesting. Check this out. Map of Leandro Rivera Murillo showing items inside the cave where the Nazca mummies were found. Unfortunately, I can't read that, but it's really, really fascinating. And if any of you guys can read that, clue me in, because I would love to know more about the what was in that cave. If this drawing can be relied upon, and who knows if it can or not. I'm not vouching for it in any particular way, but it's fascinating. I can't wait to learn more about the mummies and have the world, publicly acknowledge that they are genuinely anomalous. So, again, I'll be talking more about that later. But if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I'd sure appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I'd love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, please consider buying a t-shirt. See the merch store below, assuming it's still active at this point. You can become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Oh, and just to remind you, I have a Discord server now, so go check out the link below to the Discord. I can't wait to see I can't wait to see you guys there. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos to check out on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.